There's a dozen golden rules to bear in mind during your first few months in work about how to make a good first impression. Rule 1. Be there and be on time. One of the simplest steps you can take, but one that's entirely within your control and which is very visible and gets noticed, is to be punctual. At this stage of your career, you want to be building social capital, and this is one of the quickest first steps to doing so. Rule 2. Get your game face on. Give a good impression from the moment you walk in. If you've seen the film Pulp Fiction, think about how Vincent and Jules go about getting into character outside of the door of the flat they're about to hit. They're heading into their own particular work environment, so they deliberately adopt their work personas before starting. So develop something similar for yourself. Don't just walk into your work in the morning. Before you get there, deliberately make a little time every morning to think about how to give the best impression from the moment you arrive. And if nothing else, before you walk in the door, smile. Rule 3. Dress appropriately. This could reasonably fit as part of giving a good impression, but it's important that you and your appearance fit in with the organisation's culture and values. A professional firm will have certain standards of professional dress code, which can be either quite prescriptive or simply enforced through cultural norms. Look around at what everyone else is wearing and check your dress is appropriate. Don't be too slack. If you have flip-flops on, while everyone around you in your law office is in a suit and tie, that's a problem. But sometimes being overdressed, everyone else in your software firm is in beachwear, while you've got a three-piece suit and gleamingly polished shoes, can also be a problem in achieving a cultural fit with your colleagues. Rule 4. Listen and take notes. Quite simply, write everything down. Your work's going to be quite overwhelming to start with, and people will be telling you lots of different things which you'll be expected to remember. If you don't write it down, you won't remember it. There'll be just too much to absorb too quickly. So write it down. Get yourself a notebook or an app if you prefer, and carry it everywhere with you go at work. Use it to note down everything, work to do, names and contact details, deadlines, ideas, everything. It's important to realise how much you're in learning mode in those early days, and how much you're therefore going to need to take notes to be able to refer back. Immediately, this will help you keep yourself organised and avoid forgetting things that need doing, people you need to deal with and so on. Longer term, it's going to help you as well. People are usually very willing to help someone new and show them the ropes. But there are few things more irritating than finding they have to be told again and again. No one wants to have to go through telling you the same stuff twice or 3 times, and it'll quickly infuriate them, not least because it shows a lack of respect for their time and the effort they've already made for you. Whereas if you can acquire a reputation that you only have to be told once, because you write it down and learn it, then you'll be earning credibility and a good reputation. Rule 5. Plan. A properly organised and prioritised to-do list is your best friend. It's the way you order and organise your world and turn the stream of work heading your way into something manageable. The truth is, if you don't plan, others will plan for you, and you'll simply end up reacting to and running around after their priorities, not yours. Rule 6. Work to make everyone else around you look good. Forget about yourself for a moment. Instead, work on the basis that your job is simply to make your boss and your team of co-workers look good. Try and think about what their goals are and how you can support them. Ask yourself, what does your boss want and why? And so, what can you do to help them so you become their and your team's go-to person for getting things done? Be proactive. Always look for chances to help and be useful. This will make you stand out, and in due course you'll start to be seen as indispensable. If you focus on serving others, what you're actually doing is investing in your social capital, while at the same time helping yourself to learn and develop. Do this throughout your career and it'll pay back handsomely, believe me. Rule 7. Always be ready to learn. Start off by being honest and embracing the fact that you're new. No one expects you to have all the answers, so don't pretend you do, because it's not going to fool anyone. Instead, treat your job as a chance to learn, but don't simply expect to sit back and be taught. You need to be proactive and self-starting. So if you find a problem, don't just go running for help immediately or ask someone to show you what to do. Instead, think about the issue. See if you can come up with answers or options yourself. Then, if you need to, go and check you've got the right answer. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Yes, as I said above, you don't want to be bothering people for the same instruction time after time, but if you have a problem you can't solve or aren't sure you have the right answer, then ask. People generally like to be asked for help. It makes them feel good about themselves. I'm seen and respected as an expert, and what they're doing. I'm being nice and helpful. How great am I? And if they're passionate about what they do, they'll positively want to share their knowledge with you. And while we're on the subject of learning, learn through errors. Cock-ups and errors happen to us all. It's part of life. When you make a mistake, admit it. Don't hide it. Take it to your boss. Yes, that's what I said. And show them what you've done and why. Work out together what needs to be done to fix it and how you avoid it in future. Trust me, it's a better way than them finding out for themselves down the line. Rule 8. Think about what you're doing and why. Your firm's employing your brain as well as your hands. Early on in my career, I had to prepare what are called Section 48 reports on companies. I did this the way everyone else did. I did a cut and paste job and put in the new company details. Or I did, until I got a new boss, who called me into his office, threw my report at me, and chewed me out, asking me why my Section 48 report didn't meet the requirements of Section 48. To which the answer was, 1. I'd never actually read Section 48, even though I knew it existed, because 2. It had never even occurred to me I ought to, so as to check I knew what I was doing. Instead, I'd simply had my brain parked in a bucket by the side of my desk while I got on with pushing my papers. As your career develops, make sure you continue to learn. Take responsibility for your own development. After the bollocking I got from my boss for that report, I realised I needed to know the technical stuff in my area I was working in, so I signed up for a professional training course, which eventually gave me my next business qualification. Rule 9. Seek feedback. Check in with your manager on a regular basis to get their view on how you're doing. Your job's to make them look good, so don't you want to know if they feel you have? Share your to-do list with them at the start of each day. Is it covering everything they need, or is there anything else they want? This helps to make sure you get on the right track, shows them you're being proactive in planning your work. Then check in with them before you go home to make sure everything's been covered off that's needed. Depending on how formal your workplace is, you might seek a regular feedback session, say on a monthly basis, particularly while you're working towards the end of your probation period. If you can get this agreed, pull together a short summary from your notes about what you've been doing, what you've learnt, and what you see as the next tasks and key areas for development over the next few months. Rule 10. Participate. Your work is a social environment. To be successful, you need to understand the culture and build relationships. There's something to learn from each of the people around you, so dive on in and become part of the team. What's the coffee making rota? Probably you as a newbie, but you never know. Where do people go for lunch? Go with them and talk to people. Same again after work if people socialise. Rule 11. Work out the social rules quickly. Every workplace will have their own little customs and practices which are the social norms everybody knows, works by, and unconsciously expects everyone else to follow. So if you don't, because nobody told you or showed you, then people will see you, probably unfairly, but there you go, as acting antisocially. Just getting a cup of coffee can be a minefield. Get this wrong, and you'll be seen as the one who took my mug and my milk, didn't make a round of drinks for everyone, left the kettle empty for the next person, and left your dirty cups in the sink as a mess for someone else to have to wash up and put away. And finally, Rule 12. Don't burn out in month 1. Unfortunately, in the work environment, there's always more work, and there'll always be people who'll be happy to let you put in all the hours, even though in the long run this leads to stress and lower productivity. The only person you can really trust to look out for you is you. You need to take responsibility for your own work and your work-life balance right from the start. You need to decide what your boundaries are, you need to ensure you keep a life outside of work, and you need to make sure your work hours you're comfortable with and take the holidays and breaks you need.